nonprofits. I want to talk today about how to build a solid nonprofit program. Okay. I'm not interested in talking about building any old program. Of course, what we do has to have solid footing because of the infrastructure we have, the team that we've built, the culture that we've built, the revenue that we've generated, the partners that we have. But I really want to bring you behind the scenes. And for those of you who are new to this, some of this may sound a little bit familiar because you're actually doing this on a regular basis, but I want to bring you behind the scenes. There are three concepts I want to draw on today to help you build solid nonprofit programs. Number one, you got to have systems. Number two, you got to build teams. And number three, you got to have a vision. Number one, systems, two, teams, three, visions. Now, let's talk about systems for a second. Now, when it comes to systems, you got to have processes in place. A system is a way of doing something over and over and over again to get the same result. A system is a way of doing something over and over and over again to get the same result. And that is what you want. You want to get the same result every time you do a task because you don't want to waste your time or your energy doing something that doesn't get the outcome you expect. We're in this business, the nonprofit business, serving our customers, trying to change lives, trying to improve lives, trying to help people turn around their life. But we can't do that if every time we serve a customer, we're instituting and implementing a totally different system, a totally different strategy, a totally different way of doing stuff. The problem with having different systems, even if you and your colleague are doing something different but getting the same outcome, is there's no consistency for the customer who may deal with you right now or who may be dealing with your colleague the next time they come in for services. A company as big as ours has to have systems. For those of you who are leading teams, for those of you who are building nonprofits, you must have processes in place, systems in place, ways of doing business, ways of delivering on your program, ways of raising money, ways of developing teams and leaders, ways of building a culture, ways of growing your infrastructure, ways of building partners in the pipeline. If you don't have a process for doing this, it becomes seriously impossible for you to forecast what you are capable of doing or not doing. One of the things I teach my team over and over and over again is that we value systems, we value processes because of the processes in place, we're able to deal with last minute issues. We're able to deal with emergencies because of our process. We process every little thing from the hiring of a team member to developing of a program, to the launch of a program, to the growth of a program, to developing someone to become a leader, to the termination of a team member, to the change of a culture, from fundraising to whatever it is that we do. We have a process in place because inevitably in our business, in the nonprofit business, things will pop up at the last minute. Can I get some head nods in the room that you have probably got a call this week from your boss, your supervisor, or someone over you who says, hey, thank you, Pam, for the thumbs up. So you got a call from someone who said, hey, you got a minute? Now, I know when I call my staff and I say that, they just know. They're about to be derailed. I see you, Maggie. They're about to be derailed. Their schedule's about to be off whack, off schedule, because something always comes up. It's inevitable. It's what we do. It's a part of who we are. Whether it comes from your boss, your supervisor, comes from your customer or your board or some stakeholder, something's going to happen. But what causes us to be at peace about any last minute things really is the process that we go through to put every other thing on a systematic flow and to pause what we're doing, get the information from those who need a change from us, and we process that as well. Now, it can seem impossible to process and systematize things in the nonprofit business or in your department, but can I tell you, it is more than possible. We'll talk about that this year. We talked about it last year. I will reiterate the concepts around that going forward. You can systematize your nonprofit. You can process your nonprofit and still benefit your customer, because I know I can see it on your faces. You all love your customer. You all care about your customer. You want to make sure you do right by them. You cannot do right by them if you don't have a process to serve them. Number two, when it comes to systems, you got to have technology. This virus, this pandemic has taught us, if nothing else, as an industry, we have to shift gears. For so long, we have been slow-footed. We have been completely ignorant. We have been resistant to the acceptance and the implementation of technology. And as an industry, we all get mad when people implement new technologies, when the state implements new technology, when your funder implements new technology. We start arguing and mumbling under our breath because now you got to learn something new. Those days are long gone. If you haven't figured it out yet, the idea of learning something new from a technology standpoint is here to stay. One of the things that I'll share with you, and welcome to everyone that's joining the room in Clubhouse. One of the things I'll share with you about technology, particularly since the pandemic hit, as it relates to the nonprofit world, is I've heard a lot of our colleagues and our partners complain about wanting to get things back to the way they were. I can't wait till we open up the office and get clients back to the office because I miss it. I can't really do good case management. I can't really tell if our clients really into what we do because I can't sense it or feel it or see it, right? And we've been saying that since March. And we've been shut down since March. It is now January of the next year, and we're still complaining about the same thing. Can I tell you something? Your customer has already shifted into a completely virtual environment. Unbeknownst to you, thank you, Kenny, for the thumbs up. Unbeknownst to you, your customer has already moved on. They've already been FaceTiming their family and friends. They've already been doing Facebook Live, Instagram Live, TikTok, now Clubhouse, whatever they want to call it, right? Whatever social media platforms out there, your client has already adapted to technological changes. The holdup of change is us. This is why we're doing this leadership mastermind. You want to build your nonprofit. You want to grow your nonprofit. You want to expand its impact, its ability to cause change, its ability to shift gears. You, my friend, have to implement new tech. And I'm not just talking about social media. Social media is like the easy catch-all phrase that everybody uses to say I'm relevant. No, it's more than that. I was on a call this morning with my team talking about new technology that we're looking to implement. Every couple of months, we're always looking at new things, new systems, new apps to make our job easier and better, to become smarter. Right now, one of my team members who's not on a call right now, he's in another Zoom trying to think through the data that he's gathered because of a piece of tech he implemented. It's all about change and adaptability and adjusting and growing so that our clients can get the best services possible. And last, as I said before, systems is about process, it's about technology, and it all should lead to predictable outcomes, guys. You should be able to get a result that is consistent and the same every time you do this. Every time I go down this path with my customer, I'm going to get this outcome. Well, Dr. Clark, everybody's different. Dr. Clark, some of our clients don't respond well to this, or everybody's not the same. Dr. Clark, you can't treat everybody the same. Listen, every time you go get your car serviced, do you think your mechanic changes how he deals with you versus how he deals with the next person that comes in? No, you go to your restaurant pre-pandemic, and to get that steak, that fish, that piece of meat, that vegetable cooked the way you want it, do you think they cook it different because you asked for it, or there's a system, a process in place? Every time you go to your favorite restaurant, right, and it tastes exactly the same, the reason why you keep going back and frequenting that restaurant is because the taste is consistent. The service is consistent. Your favorite hotel, your favorite vacation spot. Come on, talk to me. Give me some head nods. I know I'm telling the truth, but give me some head nods. You go to the same places over and over and over again because they are consistent. Now, if you want inconsistency, you'll go to McDonald's, Wendy's, or Burger King, right? One day the burger will be super fresh. The fries are hot and properly salted, and the drink tastes amazing. You go back the next day, the burger is stale, the oil is nasty, the fries are cold, no salt, and the drink is all water with no sugar. Come on, y'all. I know I'm telling the truth. Let me get a head nod. You want inconsistency. I love that smile, Kenny. You want inconsistency, you go to a fast food restaurant. You want consistency, you go to a professional. You go where the chef is behind the scenes making your food. Why is it different in our industry? Why do we provide less than services, inconsistent services to our customers? We got to get better implementing systems. Here's the second thing, how to build a solid nonprofit program. You got to have teams. At the end of the day, you cannot do it by yourself. I know you love your clients. I know you think you're Superman, Superwoman. I get it. Trust me, I get it. But you need a team. You need internal teams, people who work with you, who do the work, right? People who are in the trenches with you, whether you're the boss or you're responding or reporting to a boss or reporting to a board, whatever the case may be, you need teams. You need internal teams. You need external teams, right? These are people who are on the outside, what we call stakeholders, who are on your side helping you solve this problem. These are people who are talking up your organization, who are talking up your department, who are talking up your team, who are talking up the work that you're doing, people who are selling you even when you're not selling yourself, external teams. And then you need partners, people who are doing the work, but who work for a different organization. People who are in the trenches, but they work for another organization. They're your partners are getting revenue, grant sources, contract sources, and they are sharing those resources with you so that y'all can benefit and serve your customer. You need teams. Some of you on this call, some of you on Clubhouse, some of you who are watching this later, you may say, I got a team, but they're good for nothing. Can I tell you, you're probably a terrible leader? Yep. If you don't want to admit it, I'll tell you, you're probably a terrible leader. You have to bring people along, influence people to do their best work in order to benefit your customer. They are the reason why we are here. We're called a nonprofit because there's no profitability at the end to split between owners, because nonprofits don't have owners. But the reason why we're able to pay to take care of our families, the reason why we're able to have health benefits, the reason why we do this full time is because the people who come to our programs for free, they pay us by showing up. If they are absent, we don't get paid. Everything we do is all about them. They are our customer. So how to build a solid nonprofit program? You got to have systems in place. You got to have teams in place. And lastly, you got to have a vision. You got to have a desired outcome. What do you want to see happen? If you're a leader, you got to think crazy. You got to think out of the box. You got to think about what is. You got to think about what's possible. You got to think about what can we achieve? And don't think because we are a quote nonprofit, we can't do that. Listen, I tell my church this all the time. In the words of our outgoing president, that's fake news. You can do anything a for-profit company can do, if not better. Nonprofit does not mean less than or inadequate. You can be creative. You can be innovative. You can do awesome things. Your funders, your contractors, people who are paying you, people who are sponsoring you, they want to see what you can come up with. And we cannot allow ourselves to stay stale because we work for a nonprofit. I know if you're on my team, that is a recipe for not being on my team. If you want to stay the same, don't come over here. Don't put in an application. Don't apply for a job where you see Dr. Clark's name on it. I'm telling you, I will scare you away, because all we do is something different. We're always looking for the impossible. We have an anticipated destination. The destination for me is to get better. Every chance we get in every aspect of our programming and our recruitment, we spent the last 9 months of the pandemic getting better in our recruitment. I take pride in that. We've gotten better with delivering programs in a virtual environment. I take pride in that. We're getting better in our fundraising. We're getting better in our program development and management. We're getting better in our training. Can you believe that? That's what we're known for. And we're getting better in that. That's the anticipated destination I'm targeting towards. And I got to be honest with you. I'm targeted toward those things because I have underailed focus. Every mistake, hiccup, failure, I embrace that. I have underailed focus. I refuse, and I mean I refuse to stop. I refuse to avoid change. I refuse to stop innovating because of we work for a nonprofit? No. These are the foundational tips on how to build a solid nonprofit program. I don't know how I'm gonna do this, Dr. Rowe. I got a co-host on Clubhouse right now. I got you guys on Zoom screen. I got you guys on Clubhouse. I don't know how I'm gonna do Q&A. But let me take a few questions on Clubhouse. I'm gonna turn on the hands on feature. What I'm gonna try to do, guys, so bear with me. I'm gonna try to repeat the question so that everybody can hear the question, and then I'll come back to Zoom and do the same thing. So let me take one question from Clubhouse. Go ahead and raise your hand.